Nobody believes this. Hey.
Hi, Miss Zarate. How are you today? Are you
I'm not wrong.
You're not? What's going on?
Homeless. I went out of so I asked for help. I was saying they had me in. I'm from a rapture. Part of faucet. They took my boyfriend to jail because he does drink though. That's not funny. I asked him to go to the pavilion. I've been taking care of him there, okay? But I'm not that hungry. You think I'm poor?
I haven't said
No,
anything.
it doesn't matter. Why am I sitting there around? I want to tell them that they killed the commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
No.
Okay.
Good morning. This is 251913FY, the People versus.
That was KDM's fault. This is MGT's fault. Alyssa got in on the act. Zach from Lano Nerds Unite. The usual suspects. Good stuff. Let's go.
Carlos Gardia Vega. Madam Interpreter, do you have your right hand raised? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to accurately and completely translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English?
Yes, Your Honor. Angelica Hernandez interpreting in Spanish for Carlos Gardea Vega.
Right, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Erica Moses on behalf of the people, P78491.
And
Thank you,
Crystal Marie Medina, Your Honor. Sorry. Crystal Marie Medina, Your Honor, P number 77211 on behalf of Mr. Vega.
La Fiscalía y la abogada han dado sus comparecencias.
Okay, so it's my understanding that we're setting this for an exam.
Es mi entendimiento que vamos a fijar esta causa para un examen.
That is correct, Your Honor. We wanted to inquire as to an August 11th date, if at all possible.
Es correcto, Su Señoría. Queremos verificar si es posible para una fecha del 11 de agosto.
Well, that would take us outside of the 21 days.
Eso sería fuera de los 21 días.
Is your client willing to waive his 21 days?
¿Su cliente está dispuesto a renunciar su derecho de los 21 días?
Yes, Your Honor. I had advised him of that initially when we adjourned the probable cause conference date, Judge.
Sí, Su Señoría. Yo le he avisado de eso.
If you didn't know, y'all stink. Okay.
De causa probable.
He is out of custody, of course, Your Honor.
Estaba fuera de custodia en ese tiempo, Su Señoría.
Can you do 10 a.m. on August 11th?
Se puede realizar a las 10 a.m. el 11 de agosto.
I can, Judge, yes.
Yo podría, Su
Yes,
Señoría.
Your Honor. Thank you.
Sí, Su Señoría, gracias.
Okay, then we'll set the exam for August 11th at 10 a.m.
Bien, entonces se va a fijar el examen preliminar para la fecha del 11 de agosto a las 10 a.m.
in person at the 23rd District Court.
En persona aquí en el juzgado del Tribunal del Distrito 23.
And bond will continue.
Se continúa la fianza.
And lastly, is discovery complete?
Yes, Judge. There is no digital.
Sí, por último, se ha completado la revelación de información. Sí, Su Señoría. No hay digital. Sí hay digital, perdón.
Okay, then we'll see everyone back August 11th at 10 a.m.
Entonces veremos a todos el 11 de agosto a las 10 a.m.
Una
Thank you, Your
pregunta.
Honor. Sí,
I
will.
Lo de la medicina, si se puede.
I will contact you, Mr. Vega.
Señor Vega, yo le llamaría a usted.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
All
you, Your
right,
Honor.
thank you.
Gracias, Su Señoría. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Miss Medina, I see you're back with your client. I see you're both back here. I thought we were all set.
Your Honor, I thought so too, but it turns out my client wanted to address a bond condition, Judge, and so I tried to get everybody back ASAP.
All right, is Miss Moses coming back on?
Yes, she was finishing up a call and she was getting on.
Okay, give me just a minute, then we'll get her. As soon as she comes in, I'll call it.
We need to get that file.
Of
Yeah.
course, thank you, Judge. I'm sorry about that. I'm just so
Oh, it's
hesitant for
okay.
any conversation. Thank
No,
you.
I just was afraid I missed something. Okay.
You did not.
Oh, I did. Oh, my goodness. All right, and now we're going to go back on record briefly. This is 251913 Carlos Gardia Vega. Miss Medina, the interpreter's already left. Are you comfortable proceeding on this without the interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. I would ask to waive the interpreter for this specific purpose. Crystal Marie Medina, on behalf of Mr. Vega, Your Honor, I was hoping to just address the potential for my client to use marijuana while on
No.
bond. My understanding.
Go ahead, but no.
Oh, okay, so my understanding is that he uses marijuana, Your Honor, for significant pain in his teeth that he struggles with. And so he did ask me to inquire with the court about that.
Does he have a medical marijuana card?
That I am aware of, Your Honor, he does not. Señor, usted no tiene una tarjeta formal médica, ¿verdad?
No, pero la quería conseguir. No la tengo, pero la quería conseguir si es posible.
No, Your Honor, he does not have it, but he would want to get one if he was able to.
Well, you know, I mean, no, he cannot smoke marijuana. He's got a pending case in front of this court that has.
No es fumar, sino oils.
Sir, okay, understood.
He's looking at 20-year felonies. I mean, the last thing he should be worried about is if he can smoke weed. If he had a medical marijuana card, it'd be a different discussion, but he doesn't. And no, he can go back to county.
No, and Your Honor, just to clarify, because what he was explaining to me, and I just want to clarify that, is that he's not even indicating necessarily smoking. What he's saying is oils and ointments that he uses that have marijuana components.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, understood, Your Honor, and thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I like Shackelford more and more as time goes on. That's just a hard no.
Court is on the record in City of Conneaut versus Ricky L. Harris, case number 25 TRD 28.
This is fun. It takes a little while to develop, but we get some screaming. I got it from Alyssa and from MGT.
This case is set for a plea hearing today. It's actually set for a jury trial this coming Thursday of this week. The court received a notice in motion filed by the defense this past Friday, July 18th.
I think he'll be in front of Simpson. I'm not sure.
And the court,
if he gets called, somebody tell me.
Hurriedly scheduled a plea hearing for today. Pending against Mr. Harris is a charge of failure to stop after a non-public road accident, a violation of section 335.13A1 of the Conneaut City Ordinances, a first-degree misdemeanor. Mr. Harris is present. He's accompanied by his attorney, Philip Peasley. Also present is Law Director John Lewis. Mr. Lewis, the court has received a status report.
Thank you, Your Honor. The offer that we have discussed here, should the court be willing to accept this, would be an amendment of the charge to the charge of failure to stop after an accident involving the property of others is still a first-degree misdemeanor, and that is under ordinance 335.14A. The difference between this charge and the original charge is that this charge does not carry a mandatory license suspension. I discussed this amendment with Destiny Kreider. She is the individual whose car was struck back in December 21st of 2024, actually. I discussed it with her. She was not concerned about the license suspension at all. All she's asking for is restitution for her vehicle that was damaged. I have for the court an estimate from West Penn Collision. The damage to this vehicle, which was a 2001 Chevy Blazer, was the grand total for the repairs of that vehicle would have been, the estimate that she provided to me, $6,874. And I have a copy of that for the court. I also provided one to Mr. Heasley. The Blue Book value of the vehicle as of July 16th of 2025 is $1,665, and I have a copy of that also for the court and for Mr. Heasley. So what she's asking for is restitution in the amount to be ordered, excuse me, $1,665 in restitution. The city is recommending probation, whatever fine the court deems appropriate, court costs along with that restitution to Ms. Kreider. She's present in the courtroom, Your Honor, and she is in agreement with the offer that I've just discussed. Thank you.
Thank you. And the victim's name again is?
Destiny Kreider.
Ms. Kreider, I'm sorry, you're not listed here in the original charge. Ms. Kreider, thank you for being here today. Did you understand everything that Mr. Lewis just outlined in the terms of a proposed resolution?
Yes, sir.
And are you in favor of that proposal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Heasley?
Thank you, Your Honor. We would express our appreciation on the record, co-counsel who is not present, Attorney Brianna Allen, and myself for the court accommodating this plea hearing, hopefully to avoid jury trial scheduled for later this week. We have discussed at length with our client, Mr. Harris, the offer. He very much wishes to resolve this matter, Your Honor, along the lines of the stated plea offer, although he is aware that this court does not have to follow such a plea agreement. The main difference being, as Mr. Lewis, I think, indicated, the difference is between a mandatory license suspension under the original statute, or in this case, Conneaut ordinance, and the amended one, which involves an accident involving property rather than something other than that. We have communicated the offer. I've communicated the offer to Mr. Harris. He's aware of his rights regarding trial, which hopefully will not be necessary. And we are prepared to proceed, Your Honor. Thank you very much with the plea. Thank you.
Thank you.
In other words, help me out, Judge. My client threatened to sit on me.
Okay, normally I don't allow pleas to, this late in the game. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4, maybe 5 pre-trials or status conferences, but because the level or degree has not changed, and essentially not much has changed in the way of the plea other than what was outlined by the counsel, I will allow this plea to go forward.
Thank you.
Mr. Harris, it's my understanding today you wish to plead guilty to an amended charge of failure to stop after an accident involving property of others, a first-degree misdemeanor, a violation of Section 335.14A of the Conneaut City Ordinances. Is that what you wish to do today?
Yes.
You understand by pleading guilty to this charge that you are waiving your right to a trial, which includes your right to cross-examine witnesses and to confront evidence presented against you. You'd be waiving your right to testify or not to testify without any negative connotation. You'd be waiving your right to subpoena witnesses. You'd be waiving your right to a jury trial. You'd be waiving your right to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. All of those are trial rights you'd be waiving by pleading guilty to this amended charge. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes.
You are represented by Mr. Heasley as well as Ms. Allen as well as the Public Defender's Office. Have you had sufficient time to consult with them, and are you satisfied with their counsel?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or prescription medications that might affect your thinking?
No.
Are you currently on probation, parole, community control, or post-release control with any court?
No.
Has anyone made any promises to you as to a particular sentence that induced you to plead guilty to this amended charge today?
No.
No? And are you thinking clearly and do you understand everything that's happening?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to provide to you, Mr. Heasley, a written waiver of your trial rights and right to a jury trial and acknowledgement of effective plea. If you find that document acceptable, you can sign and date at the bottom.
This goes to lady, Mr. Harris, what the judge basically indicated just now on the record. Basically, it really shuts down just about everything regarding appeal, and we're waiving right to trial and everything that goes with it. Sign here, Mr. Harris. Thank you. Mr. Harris and myself have executed the waiver of trial rights and right to a jury trial and acknowledgement of effect of plea in this instant case, handing it to the bailiff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The court does find that the waiver has been signed and submitted, signed in open court. The court does find that defendants, as I indicated, I will allow the amendment to go forward. I do find the defendants' plea of guilty to the amended charge to be knowing, voluntary, and intelligent.
Don't worry.
The court will accept the guilty plea to
It
the
gets a little
amended
worse.
charge, and I will therefore find him guilty of the amended offense. We will now proceed to sentencing. Mr. Heasley, is there anything you or your client would like to say at this time before I impose sentence?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, as indicated earlier, does wish very much to resolve this matter, and that basically what influenced the decision not to go to trial, which of course belongs to the defendant rather than counsel. We're aware that there is restitution to be made in this matter, and hopefully that will not be a problem. And he's aware of the possible sanctions that come along with this offense. We would hope that the court not suspend his driving privileges if possible. Where he's aware the court does not have to go along with the agreement, although we would hope that the court would. And once again, we appreciate the opportunity to plead to the lateral offense, same degree that was afforded us in this hearing. This incident happened last December, Your Honor. Mr. Harris has not reoffended in any way, and he is not likely to do so at any time in the future. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, is there anything you would like to say at this time before I impose sentence?
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, so I just want to hope that I can keep all these things. So
Okay.
I don't know what I can say. So
Okay. That's all?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Lewis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a real brief recitation. Back on December 21st, Ms. Kreider's vehicle was parked in front of her residence in the street. It was struck by another vehicle. Officers investigated the matter, determined that the vehicle belonged to Mr. Harris, and at that point in time, they found pieces of the vehicle that were there, including a piece of a Cadillac grill ornament, and they matched it to the front of Mr. Harris's vehicle, and it fit. A piece of the Cadillac grill ornament fit perfectly, so that's how it was determined that Mr. Harris's vehicle was involved in the accident. Other than that, Your Honor, like I said earlier, all Ms. Kreider is really concerned with would be the restitution amount that we discussed previously of $1,665. She currently is without, she's been without a vehicle, I believe, since this accident happened. Is that correct? She's been without a vehicle this whole time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Kreider, is there anything you would like to say at this time before I impose sentence? No? Okay. Thank you. So I think if there's a restitution component being included in, it seems, because this was not a citation that was issued, this was a complaint filed by the law director, so I can't tell from the paperwork filed with the court whether he had insurance or not, but I'm assuming since restitution is a component of the sentence that there was no insurance?
I wasn't the one driving it, so
Was there insurance on the vehicle?
I don't know. I didn't do it, so I don't know. I didn't have the car in my possession.
Help me understand this. What does he mean by he didn't do it?
I'm sorry.
We were prepared, Your Honor, although he does wish to resolve this matter, according to the offer which was just recently extended to us, with trial on this matter. But he has waived his rights to...
I understand. Just tell me what happened. I understand. Just tell me what happened. I'd like to know what he's claiming happened.
Another individual, Your Honor, was operating the vehicle at the time of the accident, not Mr. Harris. But he does wish to resolve the matter in lieu of trial.
I just accepted your plea of guilty to this charge, Mr. Harris. I'm now in the sentencing stage.
Okay, I understand, but I'm getting advised by my lawyer, so I'm not, that's what I said, I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not allowed to say. I'm trying to be respectful.
The judge wanted to know regarding insurance on the vehicle, the Cadillac Escalade.
I get that. And I didn't have insurance on that vehicle.
Whose vehicle was it?
Okay, so the vehicle was in my name that I let my brother have that vehicle because I was trying to help him out.
It's your vehicle.
It was in my name, it was his vehicle, he purchased it, he bought it.
Was the title transferred?
No, he did not transfer the title. Am I allowed to continue to talk or you want?
You can talk to your attorney. I'm trying to pull teeth here about what happened. I mean, I'm sentencing you, and I don't have all the information. Okay? Was he in the car?
No.
I feel like I'm cross-examining him. Was he in the car at the time?
No, sir.
Okay. So, here's what I'm getting at, Mr. Heasley, specifically for you. If he pleads to a charge where he's operating a vehicle in an accident, and he's not able to provide proof of insurance on the vehicle he was driving, what happens? It's a non-compliance suspension with the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Right? I mean, I know this amendment was all about trying to avoid a license suspension, but if he pleads guilty to operation, and he's not able to provide proof of insurance, then it's a non-compliance suspension. Do you have the restitution to pay today?
No, sir.
How long will it take you to get it, Mr. Harris?
About a month, maybe a month.
This case has been pending since December. You haven't been setting any money aside for that possible consequence?
I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
I have 5 kids, which I...
I'm sorry, Mr. Harris,
I'm
but
asking-
take a look behind you.
I didn't do it.
You just pled guilty to it.
Because I'm being advised by my attorney. I asked last time I was here, I asked if I could talk. No one's letting me talk.
Well, we've got an appeal issue right now. We got an ineffective assistance of counsel claim right now. And I'm not going to allow this thing to go up on appeal and you guys spend all kinds of time dealing with an appeal. I'm going to leave. And you guys are going to talk about this and then we're going to resolve it because I'm not sentencing right now. Because I'm not going to allow you to waste your time having to deal with an appeal on an ineffective assistance of counsel claim. This case is going to a jury trial. I'm vacating the conviction. This case is going to a jury trial on Thursday. You want your trial? You got it, Mr. Harris. This case is being vacated. I'm sorry, Ms. Kreider. This case is going forward to a jury trial. I'm vacating the conviction, and we are not proceeding the sentence. This is
Well, we have 10 minutes and then we're
There
going to
you
have
go.
to stop because I have another hearing because it took you 21 minutes to do what you needed to do to come to court.
This is from Zach. I haven't seen all of it, but it started getting weird. Pretty fast.
We will go on the record in the matter 25 SC 97 Michael Hess versus Rose Hutari. Appearances are we have Mr. Hess appearing in person without counsel. Ms. Hutari appears in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter on Mr. Hess's petition for replevin. He's asking that a 7-year-old German Shepherd be returned to him. Basically, that's all I have in this case. This is set for a court trial. It was in front of Commissioner Krupa. However, Commissioner Krupa was not able to reach any determination as this matter is a contested replevin. Mr. Hess and Ms. Hutari, please stand up, raise your right hands and be sworn in.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Yes.
You may be seated. Mr. Hess, this is your motion, your hearing, and so you have the burden of proof, and you are first to present your case. You may begin.
Your Honor, about April of 2023, Ms. Hutari and I separated or stopped dating, cohabitating. I moved out. At that time, she gave me Samson, the German Shepherd. The understanding was that I had someplace stable for him to go to keep him, and that I would bring him back to visit. I followed through with those. I brought him back to visit after a number of visits. She said, "I don't want you to bring him anymore. I don't want anything to do with you." To April of 2025, this past April, I went to jail for a few weeks, and Rose called my mom, said we had some understanding that if something happened to me, that she would get Samson back. And she came and took Samson. When I got out of jail, was my first opportunity to have any contact whatsoever. I sent her a text message. And here is a copy of that thread.
Can't present it yet. You have to tell me
I'm
what
sorry.
What it is and let me know if
This
it's going to
is-
be relevant.
This is a chain of text messages between Rose and I when I first got out of jail. This is the contact that we had. I asked her how Samson was, can I see him, can we get him, whatever. And she was adamantly said, no, not a chance in hell. She wasn't gonna let me see him, wasn't gonna let me anything. Samson, I got hurt in January of 2023, broke my foot at work, didn't heal right. Fast forward, I'm still going through therapy. I have an implant. Samson's been my emotional support through the whole thing up until April when she took him.
Oh, all right. You have text messages
Yes.
other than her saying, no, I'm not giving him back. What else are you trying to prove?
There's relevance in here, Your Honor. She
And I'm
said,
just gonna say, you have to stop talking when I'm talking. You can't talk over me. I have a court reporter who takes down everything. She can't take down two people speaking.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. In the text messages, the thread was our original agreement. She says why she removed herself from that agreement. And she also admits that Samson was my support and Samson was trying to save me and keep me. And she says that I failed him. And it also points out that Ms. Utari thinks that I should be locked up behind bars. I'm not sure where she gets her information or her evidence or anything like that, but I've not been convicted in any court in this county or state or
That's not
country.
relevant for today, but yes.
I agree. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. Okay, because we're going to hear that. It also shows that she said that it's in here that Samson was trying to save me. She recommended that I go see Jeannie Daniels, a medium in Frederick, and I did. I took Samson with me, and Ms. Daniels said that Samson and I have not just met, we've met before. Her first question to me was, do you believe in your incarnation? I said, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not closed to it. I don't have enough information to make that decision. And she said that, well, you and Samson were in a life together before.
Judge, the medium said the dog and I are soulmates. Oh, sweet Jesus. Here we go.
I don't know who Jeannie Daniels is.
I didn't either. She is a medium. She's very, very respected in her work area. Rose suggested we go see her.
All right, so what you have to prove to the court is that you are in proper ownership of Samson. I haven't heard when the dog was received or purchased or gotten as a gift.
April of 2023, sorry. After we broke up, there was some concern. I asked her what we're going to do with the kid. She said he wants to be with you. He's followed me around since.
Again, I haven't heard when you first received or got the dog. I'm hearing April 2023. That's when you broke up. I'm not seeing how the dog poof came into your life.
That's what I was trying to explain, Your Honor. In April of 2023, about April, was when I moved out. We had a conversation, what we're going to do with the dog. She said he wants to be with you.
When did you get the dog?
April of 2023.
Oh, so he just magically came up in your life in April 2023. When was the dog first received? From Miss Hutari? Did she buy the dog from a
first received.
Pet?
First received by her.
From anybody. How did the dog come into ownership of anybody?
She bought the dog from her cousin in Pine City, I believe it was. He's 2018.
And were you together at that time?
No, we were friends.
Okay. All right. And then, so when did you and Miss Hutari get into a relationship?
2020. But we'd been friends before that. I've known Samson since he was a puppy, since she got him. She'd actually gotten him for her ex-boyfriend.
You purchased him for an ex-boyfriend?
She purchased him and was going to give him to an ex-boyfriend, yes.
All right. And then you're indicating or telling the court that in April 2023, when you broke.
Okay, I hadn't seen this part. So this woman purchases this dog to give to an ex-boyfriend. And now he's convinced that this dog is his soulmate. Wow. I mean, I didn't see any of this coming.
She gave you, Miss Hutari gave you Samson and said that you would give him a stable life. Do you have any proof other than your conversations?
Yeah, right. The text messages. There's no denial of her giving them to me. She admits that she gave him to me, that he was my dog.
Okay, where in those text messages would it say that?
Page 3.
And what does it say?
Well, I went through, okay, it says it was never that I didn't want Sammy. It was 100% that I didn't want you in my life at all. You had him and you went there. Sammy has served his time. Now it is time for him to relax and have a normal life.
Where does it say that she gave him to you?
Well, that is her response. There's no denial that she gave him to me from my text. Would you like me to read my text?
No.
Okay.
What I want to know is, okay, this is,
No, I don't.
it could be a gift.
I want you to point out where she gave you the effing dog. And what, by asking this question, it means I don't think you've done it yet. Oh my God.
It could be a contract. It could be something of that. I'm not hearing what it is.
It was a gift. There was no contract. Verbal contract. That was it.
Okay, so as a gift, she gave him to you in 2023. And
Yes.
what was the conversation?
Conversation was, she said, if you have a stable place to take him, then yes, but I want you to bring him back to visit.
Okay. All right, and so you would like the court to receive.
In fairness, she did give him the dog, but honestly, then the guy goes and gets some, starts talking to mediums and gets himself thrown in jail. She sort of gave him the dog on the condition that he had a stable place. Well, it's not stable if you're getting yourself thrown in jail. I'm going to side with her here, and I haven't heard the rest yet.
Those text messages,
Yes.
please provide her, Ms. Hutari, with a copy as well as the court. I can have it, thank you. What else would you like me to know?
I'd like you to know that I've been working since I got Samson to make him a support animal, a service animal. He has become an emotional support animal. And Rose knew that before, or when she gave him to me.
Okay, unless you have a doctor's note, I'm not hearing as an
Get another dog, dude. Just get another dog.
emotional support animal.
Yeah, I understand that.
They're
It's
all
in the
awesome.
workings.
Not all.
Without airing out all my
99.9%.
medical stuff to the court.
So since 2023, when you were in placement of, or you had custody of Samson until April 2025, who paid his vet bills?
I did.
Is he up to date on his shots?
I'm not sure where he's at right now. I don't have his tag. I don't have any of that. Rose has had him since April, but he had his shots, yes.
April wasn't that long ago prior to that, when he was in your custody.
His shot should have been up to date. Yes, I took him up here to the animal wellness.
What else do you have for the court to convince me that you are the owner of Samson?
Rose's testimony itself from when we met with Commissioner Krupa, there was no
Can't hear
denial.
what happened in Commissioner Krupa's courtroom.
Okay, can we ask Ms. Hutari if she gave Samson to me?
You're going to be able
She's
to
not-
ask questions of her later. Right now, you're giving your testimony. She's going to get to ask you questions, and then she's going to give testimony.
I don't know what happens here, but I mean, this is typical of pro se people. It's like all she has to do is say no. And then what are you going to do? You got to have the proof, dude.
You're going to get to ask her questions.
I don't know what'll happen,
Okay.
but she's pro se, so she'll probably go, yeah,
I don't have any
good.
paperwork. Samson's tags are on my keychain and I have no access to my keychain
Why do you have no access to your keychain?
because my vehicle is an impound in Sawyer County.
All right. Okay, Ms. Hutari, do you have, the court will receive Exhibit 1. Ms. Hutari, do you have any questions for Mr. Hess?
No,
Hearing his testimony, you have no questions.
I know, I can say that I let him take Sampson in April of 2023 with conditions that he was able to provide a stable home for Sampson and take care of him. I can say I have the copy of the records of when I purchased Sampson.
All right. So far, she makes all kinds of sense.
And February 27th of.
Well, there is no dispute that you purchased Sampson. There's maybe argument that you purchased him for an ex-boyfriend, but Mr. Hess agrees you purchased him. It was originally your dog. You got into a relationship, and when you broke up from that relationship, you gave him Sampson.
With conditions.
All right, so explain that.
I gave him Sampson with conditions. I knew that Mike wasn't in a spectacular headspace, and I thought that having Sampson to take care of would help keep him in
That might be my thumbnail right there. Not a spectacular headspace.
a better place. Since then, Mike has been in and out of jail. A couple of times, Sampson has wound up in the pound. I believe when he was arrested in Sawyer County, Sampson wound up in the pound then. I have since taken Sampson to the vet, the same vet, got his shots and everything updated. They were not they were not current. I have the same text messages as part of the restraining order that I have against Mr. Hess. He has been, I have video of him driving by my house. I
don't need to hear that. That's not relevant.
Okay. He lives with or spends a great deal of time with his girlfriend. She lives in a trailer court where the dog's not allowed to be.
Not true.
You can't talk while she's talking.
The owner of the trailer court said that.
Can't tell me what people say.
Okay, I'm sorry. The dog is with me. He's safe. He's in one place. He's no longer being drug all over the world. He's calm. I have someone who can attest to his demeanor now versus what it was before. Sampson is safe with me.
So you admit that you gave him Sampson in April 2023 because you thought that he needed Sampson for whatever reason, but you said you gave him with conditions.
Mm-hmm.
What were the conditions?
The conditions were that he provide him with a stable, safe environment with him, not with his parents while he spends months in jail. It was for Mike to have him and take care of him, not someone else. And as I said, he's been in and out of jail several times. It's not fair to the dog to have him going back and forth. And I said, at the point that I stopped taking Sampson, it was because I believed that Mike was doing things he shouldn't be doing. And I made the choice not to have Mike in my life, not the dog, Mike. I own a business. Things in his character are not something I want associated with myself or my business. I went the last time that I made the decision. Mike was in jail on a $25,000 bond. I thought at that point that they were going to keep him. I finally felt safe and comfortable enough. I reached out to Mike's mom. I explained to her that when I let Mike take Samson, it was under the agreement that he was going to be able to take care of him, provide him with a safe place to be. And she said, okay, you can come get him. And I went there without any ill will from his parents, and picked Samson up and brought him home. When they did release Mike, actually his first contact with me was when he called me at my business on my business phone and asked if he could see Samson. And I said, asked how he was doing. I said he was doing well. He asked if he could see him, and I said no. And he asked what I meant by that. I said, you've chosen your road. You've made your choices. No, I am not going to let you see him. He said, aren't people allowed to change their road? And I replied and said, yeah, we've been down that road before also. And I hung up. Then he sent me the text message going on about a bunch of like whatever past stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with him having Samson. He just repeatedly tells me that I'm wrong and I shouldn't have him. And like I said, there was a time that I had great faith that Mike wouldn't go back down the ugly road that he did. And that's why I trusted him to take Samson. He chose to go back down that ugly road.
All right, so one of your conditions was that he provide a stable home for Samson. By stable home, did you go over what you meant by stable home with Mr. Hess in April 2023?
No, I thought it was obvious at the time. I didn't go into detail.
Did you go over any conditions with Mr. Hess that were clear for him to understand that if he does X, that he will no longer be able to have Samson?
Verbally, no.
She's honest.
Why do you think Mr. Hess is unstable?
He has several open court cases.
Judge, did you hear the part about him taking my recommendation to talk to a medium and then deciding that the dog was a soulmate?
For methamphetamines, narcotics, having a firearm after being a felon. He could still very well wind up in prison. He has I have pictures of him driving by my house, yelling for the dog. I have pictures of him going to my place of business and dumping fish guts.
This is interesting. I don't know what happens. And it's easy to analogize this to a custody situation, but it's not custody. A dog is considered chattel. It's property. You may or may not like that, but that's the law in every state. So we're talking about ownership, not custody.
And rotten bait into my dumpster. He purposely, when he did that, was sneaky about it, drove around the back where he didn't know that I had a camera. I believe that was on July 13th. I don't believe that that shows actions of somebody who is adult enough, grown up enough to handle the situation. I hope that, you know, Mike finds recovery. And maybe some time down the road, when I believe that he is in a better place, I would allow him to see Sampson, but at this time, I don't think he's in a very good place. And I personally do not want him in my life.
All right, anything else you would like me to know? Mr. Hess, do you have questions for Ms. Utari?
Yeah, what communication did you have with me when you decided you were going to call my mom and tell her whatever story you told her to get Sampson back? Why is it okay to approach that and not have me involved in that whatsoever? He was my dog, after all. You gave him to me.
You were not attainable, you were in jail.
People are absolutely allowed communication in jail. There is no communication.
You can't, you're not testifying right now. You're simply just asking her questions.
I understand. So you didn't get a hold of me because you thought I was unattainable in jail?
Correct.
Okay.
Unattainable. Unreachable, perhaps?
I heard something about being mature enough to handle this the way it should have been or something.
Yeah.
It's ironic. So do you think you
No, that's not ironic. That's a rational thought.
handle this the correct way?
Absolutely.
So in my head, I'm drawing a picture of, okay, Mike's in jail, regardless of why. I think it's okay to just go get Sampson, even though it's his dog. I'm going to decide what's best for Sampson and what's best for Mike and everybody else right now, because that's my duty, is the kind of impression I get. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are wrong.
Okay, could you clarify that for me?
Your actions showed that you were not there to take care of him. You yourself said that you were in jail for a couple of weeks. You left his care to someone else.
Okay, is that not my right? Would you leave his care to somebody else if you had to take care of something personally?
Situation is a little different. You were.
I don't think
in
so.
jail.
You're not arguing back and forth. You're allowing her to answer the question, and then you can ask her another question.
Okay.
You were certainly not in jail of your own will.
Okay, I don't think that's relevant, but
Are you objecting?
I am objecting, yes.
You don't think it's relevant?
That I was in jail and not of my own will. I don't think anybody volunteers to go to jail. It's not a,
No.
it's not an option program.
But yes, but it is relevant. So yes, you have to answer.
So you agree with the statement?
Or it is, her answer is allowed.
Okay. Have you seen the pre-sentence investigation for any of my cases? Have you talked to any attorneys or any legal professionals? And do you know my sobriety date?
That's a compound question. What do you ask?
Here is, you're right. First, I would like to know if you spoke with anybody in the court system to say that I'm going to prison, or there's a high likelihood that I'm going to prison.
Actually, when we were in front of Commissioner Kupra, he was looking through your files and said, this one alone is 12 years.
Exposure.
And he asked you at that point also, when you went to prison, where do you believe that the dog should be? And you said, with me.
Well, you opened the door for some hearsay and didn't have a sense to object to it, now didn't you?
Okay.
As far as your sobriety goes, I don't have a lot of faith in your sobriety, in that I see you in and out of the bar regularly. Even if you're not using meth, you're still using other things. And just a few weeks ago, on, I believe I have the date written down, you pulled up in front of the Clam Falls bar. Your girlfriend who's sitting next to you got out of the bar, walked into the bar, got a drink, turned around, walked directly back out and got into your vehicle with the drink.
Trailer park hussy that she is.
You witnessed this?
I witnessed that.
What kind of drink was it?
Well, and I'm going to say that part's irrelevant. What the girlfriend does is not relevant to what Mr. Hess does.
Do you have access to any of my urinalysis?
I think we've got a Matlock fan here.
Excuse me, urinalysis samples?
I do not.
Do you know how many I've taken in the last month?
I do not.
3.
You're testifying, so that's
Oh,
stricken. You
sorry.
can't
I
testify.
apologize, Your Honor.
Yeah, we don't care.
What harm has befallen Sampson because he was in my care?
He was incredibly erratic. He was always on the defense because you put him in different situations all of the time. The only reason that you personally.
Dogs are anxious as hell when their owners are absent. I mean, this doesn't even need to be said. You got thrown in the clink because you don't care. Your substance abuse is more important to you than anything else. It's not good for the dog. I don't need any testimony on it.
Told me about this is that you were making an emotional support animal so you could take him into bars. And they couldn't tell you he couldn't be in there.
I object. That is not how I said that.
I'm overruling it. It can stay.
He would spend.
That's exactly what happened. I believe it 100%. It's correct. It's relevant. And it's a good point.
Hours and hours sitting in your truck outside of the bar. At one point, when I did have Sampson, I had taken Sampson for you. You had Stephanie Fisk come and pick him up from me at my store. Several hours later, I was out on a delivery and saw Stephanie's vehicle sitting in front of the bar with Sampson still sitting in it. I had to message you and I at that point said if she was just going to leave him sitting in front of the bar in her vehicle, there was absolutely no reason he couldn't have just stayed with me.
Called me space in your skin. That was a question, sorry.
Probably.
So I hear you use a lot of words, erratic and stuff like that. Where did those words come from, or whose diagnosis is this?
Can I ask somebody to come up?
You may not.
Okay.
You get to have a witness testify later, but right now you are on the stand.
Those words come from the English language and they perfectly describe your behavior. That's the answer.
It's the behavior that I witnessed, that I would see. He would walk through the crowd. He was always nervous. He was always high strung. Recently, CarQuest is a place that Mike would often take Sampson to, CarQuest in Frederick. I recently walked in the door with Sampson and the gal behind that works there said, "Oh my goodness, where did you get such a calm German Shepherd?" And she was petting Sampson, and the owner said at that point, he said, "Yeah, he's like that now. He wasn't."
Well, you can't
and I know that's
testify.
hearsay.
Unless you have her here to testify, that doesn't come into the record.
Okay. I guess that's all that I have.
Where do you get the information about Stephanie's landlord not allowing the animal on the property?
from him, from the landlord, from Craig Swanson.
You had mentioned before something about his insurance not covering an
Yeah, dude, take that. She's got friends in low places.
animal.
Well, I'm gonna say none of that is relevant. Well, it could be relevant, but it's hearsay. I don't have the landlord here to testify,
Okay.
so I don't know if it's true, it's not true. I don't know what it is, and it doesn't come in.
Point made, Your Honor. Thank you. Do you remember when you suggested I take Samson to see Jeannie Daniels?
Yep.
Do you remember what happened in that interview or that appointment?
Yep. And when I got Samson back, I took Samson to see Jeannie. And she was amazed at what a different dog he was in my.
Object,
And
Your Honor.
I'm gonna say it shouldn't have even come in with the whole Jeannie Daniels and you've met Samson in another life kind of thing. Unless they're here to testify, they can't, it can't be evidence. Can't
Okay.
come in.
Do you think Samson is a support animal for me?
I believe he was at one time. I believe he no longer is.
I don't have him, of course not.
Is that a question?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Do you think there is no hope for me? Do you think I am just, my life is not at this point?
I don't see how that's relevant.
Would you like me to
It's not
explain?
relevant.
Okay.
It's not relevant.
In your text message, you said that
But to answer your question, yes.
Samson tried to save me, but I failed him.
I did.
Okay. For me, that gives the impression that you've given up on me, that there's no hope for me.
It's irrelevant. My opinion of you, what shouldn't matter to you.
It doesn't matter to me. It matters to the court, I believe. No?
Doesn't. And quite honestly, if you have hope, if there's hope for you is so speculative. I don't even know what that means.
I guess I have nothing else, Your Honor.
You have no other questions? Okay. Before we move on, I have perhaps a couple questions for both of you. Mr. Hess, in the texts that you have had as Exhibit 1, I believe you are in the blue, and it
Yes.
says there were 2 conditions when you gave me Sammy. One was a stable place to live. He had that when you took him from my mom's. Was Sammy living at your mom's?
Sammy was staying, I lived with my parents. I left Samson with my mom and dad when I went to jail.
You live with your parents?
Yes.
So you still live with your parents?
Part-time, yes. Well, yes.
Why do you mean part-time? Because you stay with your
I
girlfriend?
stay with my girlfriend at times, yes.
So when you moved out and broke up with Ms. Hutari, you both lived together prior to when you were in a relationship, is that
Yes.
correct? And then when you broke up in April 2023, you moved in with your parents?
Yes.
And so you moved in with your parents, and that's when she gave you Sammy?
Yes.
You are one pathetic loser.
And so you had your mom and whoever Floyd is watch Sammy when you were in jail?
Yes.
How long were you in jail?
5 weeks.
Okay. And with the conditions, I think I only see one was that he have a stable place to, and the other that you bring him to visit.
Yes.
And what does it mean by you bring him to visit? You go and you spend a couple hours together, or you drop him off for a weekend?
The understanding I had at the time was that I'd drop him off and let her spend a day or a night or a weekend with him.
And then when did she say, I don't want to have those visits anymore?
I think after the third visit, so approximately 5 weeks or so,
You would say approximately June of 2023?
beginning of June, end of May, yes.
So you had Sammy from April 2023. She last saw Sammy June of 2023, correct?
Yes.
Now, where she, the condition where she states the condition is a stable place to live, what did you take that to mean?
I thought that meant that someplace where we could lay our head at night. Someplace safe, somewhere where we get shelter, food. Someplace to call home.
All right. Ms. Hutari, in April 2023, when you gave Mr. Hess Sammy with conditions, did you know he was living with his mother and Floyd?
He was not. He was living in an ice castle in Siren, Wisconsin, in his buddy's front yard.
Okay, so when you gave him Sammy, he was living in an ice castle.
What?
Correct.
And so you thought that that was a stable environment? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
So you thought then why did you say it with such disgust?
Because he lied about he omitted the fact that that's where he lived.
How long do you believe he lived in that ice castle?
I am unsure. I very much limited my contact with him. I avoided going places where he was, so I truly am not sure.
But you believe him living in the ice castle in the driveway or yard of his friend was stable?
Based on the people that lived in the house, yes.
Do you think his mother and Floyd are stable?
I do.
Mr. Hess, when did you move? You lived in an ice castle, correct?
I stayed in my buddy's ice castle as soon as I got out of jail, yes.
When you got out of jail?
No, it was when I left Rose's.
How long did you live in that ice?
I mean, it wasn't even his ice castle, for Christ's sakes. It was his buddy's ice castle. It's a borrowed ice castle. I can't even.
Castle.
About a month and a half.
And then what? So then that was approximately May or June?
Yeah, it'd have been June, end of June.
And then you moved in with your parent?
Yes.
Well, with your mother and Floyd?
He's my stepdad, yes. He's been
Right.
everything of a dad to me. I can just call him dad would be fine.
And so did you inform Ms. Hutari that you were moving in with your mom?
No,
You know how she found out you were living with her mom? Your
no
mom?
idea. By that time, she had said she didn't want to visit anymore.
When were you arrested and in jail for 5 weeks?
Beginning of April, 2025.
Or just recently?
Yes.
Did you pay bail to get out?
Yes.
How much was bail?
$2,500.
2,500. And so you're on certain conditions right now?
Yes.
No drink?
No drink.
No illegal substances?
No illegal substances.
You have a curfew?
No. I'm under the supervision of Justice Point out of Sawyer County, and I'm in programs for change in, Sawyer County's Justice Point. I'm enrolled in
I'm well aware of it.
programs for change in Polk County.
Okay. All right. Do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any witnesses?
I have Sharice Miller, who occasionally helps me at my shop. And she can attest to the difference in Sampson now versus what he was when Mike had him.
All right, Ms. Miller, please come forward. Raise your right hand. You'll be sworn in, and then come have a seat at the witness stand.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be over there.
When she's seated, you may begin asking her.
What the hell is going on here? Are these capris? Someone explain this outfit to me. We can only hope, skeptical chemist.
Charlene Miller?
Charisse.
Charisse. Charisse Miller. All right. Can you spell Charisse?
Cherrise.
All right. You may begin asking her questions.
Charisse, can you tell me about how Sampson would act when Mike would bring him into the store?
When Mike and Sampson would come in, Sampson never left Mike's side very much. He was very, very skittish. His ears were down, his tail was down. When I try and approach him, he didn't like being approached unless Mike was with him, and then I could pet him a little bit. But then he would like go away. When someone came into the shop, I remember the huge bark he had, and we just had to kind of calm him down, or I should say Mike did, kind of calm him down and bring him back to the back of the store. Now, since then, it was just within the last couple of weeks when Rose brought Sampson into the shop, and his ears were up, his tail is wagging. He came over and he darn near knocked me over by sitting on my feet and wanted to be pet, followed me around. He's a day and night dog. It was quite an improvement that I saw since he's been with Rose.
But you haven't seen Sampson. You saw him that one time in 2023.
Just when Mike would bring him into the shop.
How many times did you see him in 2023?
Oh my goodness, probably, I know twice for sure.
And that was shortly after the two broke up. They terminated their relationship.
Actually, no, they were not broke up at that time. Mike was just with Sampson and came in just Mike and Sampson. Rose was not at the shop at that time.
All right. So when you saw Sampson back in 2023 at the shop, you believe Mr. Hess and Miss Hutari were still in a relationship?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Other questions, Miss Hutari?
No.
You have questions for Ms. Miller?
No, I don't.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses? All right. One last time for either of you to provide me with any testimony, any evidence.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, argument, Mr. Hess.
None.
Ms. Hutari, any argument?
No.
All right, well, when you look at this case, this is repellent, this is dealing with an animal. An animal is a piece of property. I know to people, it feels like a kid, as you explained, Mr. Hess. I too have dogs, I have cats. They become part of your family. Animals can feel like they are members of your family. So I understand that. And I understand how both of you feel very strongly towards Sampson. You both want him to be healthy. You both want him to be happy. And you want him to thrive. Originally, in the beginning, Miss Hutari was the 100% owner of Sampson. She purchased him back in 2020. She may have purchased him for an ex-boyfriend and gifted him to the ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend didn't take him or have him, so he remained property of Miss Hutari. You both got into a relationship. And then in about, well, she purchased him in 2018. It was 2020 when you got into the relationship after being friends for a while, and then you terminated your relationship. You went your separate ways in April of 2023, and you broke up. Both of you admit that this was a gift, that Miss Hutari gifted Sampson to Mr. Hess. You both indicate that there were conditions upon this gift. So this is a gift with conditions, and it is something that can be done. It's a conditional gift. It means a transfer of property where the recipient must fulfill specific conditions, not only to receive, but to keep this gift, this property. And the two conditions were, one, that Mr. Hess give a stable place for Sampson to live, and two, that Sampson be able to visit with Miss Hutari. Sometime down the road, Miss Hutari, after approximately 3 visits or so, wanted to sever all ties with Mr. Hess, and you indicated, Miss Hutari, you were done. You didn't want to have those visits anymore. You didn't want to see Mr. Hess because seeing Sampson means Mr. Hess comes with him. And so you cut off, or you canceled and you terminated that condition. So what remains is the condition of stability or stable. I have in writing in a text message that one of the conditions was a stable place to live. And that was put into a text from Mr. Hess to you, Miss Hutari. Miss Hutari, when you testified, you indicated that you did have the condition of that he have a stable environment. When I asked you what that meant, you said, well, we didn't talk about it. I didn't explain what that meant to have a stable environment with Mr. Hess. That means that that term is not defined. It needs to be defined. You need to say you need to have a stable environment where he's going to have a place to live. He's going to have food. He's going to have a bed to sleep in. He's not going to be subjected to this, that, or the other. I understand your concerns that he's left in a car. Well, Mr. Hess is in a bar. You didn't define stable. You didn't define stable environment. And I heard the testimony of Miss Miller. She's a great friend and a great employee, and she wants to be there to support you. She testified as to a condition of Sammy when you two were together. So he was erratic when you two were together. So I don't have any starting point of when he was simply with Mr. Hess versus when he was with both of you together. So by hearing that testimony, it hears that you may have been part of the problem or whatever made Sammy erratic. Maybe it was the tension that Sammy felt between you and Mr. Hess. Maybe you were arguing all the time. Animals are very intuitive. They feel our emotions. They feel when we're sad. They feel when we're happy, they feel when we're nervous. They feel all of those things, and they are there. And so all I have to go on right now is that condition of a stable place to live. Now, I probably wouldn't have defined living in an ice shack for a period of time as a stable place to live. It's not a home. However, you didn't find an issue with living in the ice shack. You liked where his friends were, who his friends were. You liked that it was, I guess, he had a place to live. But within a month or two, he moved in with his parents, them as being stable people, his mom and Floyd. Stable people. Sounds like you have good affection for them, or you don't have anything negative.
How about a love shack
to say about them? So he had a stable place to live with Sammy. So that to me, he meets that condition. Whether or not he's in jail for 5 weeks or whether or not he's in jail perhaps maybe a little longer than that will be unstable if he's not able to take care of Sammy. But that was not a condition. Your condition was not, you can have Sammy, but only you have to take care of him. He can't be anywhere else. You can't leave him in your car when you go to a bar. You can't do this. You can't do that. Your condition was a stable place to live. Mom and Floyd are stable. He was temporarily allowing Mom and Floyd to take care of Sammy, not removing him from that environment. And you no longer wanted visitation with Sammy. So had you wanted that visitation, I can see that it would be part of the gift, the conditional gift, that Mr. Hess call you up and say, Ms. Hutari, I'm in jail. I can't take care of Sammy right now. Can you take care of him until I get out of jail? But you didn't want to have those visitations, and he was not under that requirement to notify you about that. And as I see it right now, yes, he may have open serious cases in Sawyer County, Polk County, whatever the counties, he may be under conditions. However, at this time, Sammy has a stable place to live. He's living with his mom and Floyd. You can't take Sammy back and forth to your girlfriend. His place to live is with your mom and Floyd. That's the stable place. If you get your own environment, your own home, and Sammy can move to that home, that would be stable. You can't bring him back and forth. He has a place to live. And it's with mom and Floyd until you have your own place to live. But I can't find that he violated the condition of a stable place to live because Sammy has that. However, I will say it will violate that condition if he goes to prison or if he goes to jail for a lengthy period of time. 5 weeks is not a lengthy period of time. He could have went on vacation for 5 weeks. Regardless of where he was, he left Sammy in a good home being taken care of by his mom and Floyd. So he did not violate that condition. So I'm finding that Sammy belongs with Mr. Hess, and he must be turned over to Mr. Hess within 1 week. If he's not turned over within 1 week, you will violate the court's order and you could be held in contempt. The only condition that remains is he provide a stable home. If you can provide concrete information that he's not providing a stable home for Sammy, then he violates that condition, and then Sammy could be returned back to you. I don't find he violated that condition. I find you actually violated it by going to his parents and removing Sammy or telling them that I am here to take Sammy back. He didn't violate that condition. So Sammy is rightfully a gift to Mr. Hess with now the only remaining condition to
Oh, sweet Jesus, he's crying. Her ruling actually makes sense, although that's not what I like. It does make sense as a matter of law. I can get behind it, but this crying right here would make me switch the ruling midstream.
Have a stable place to live. It's unfortunate, I understand. You went 2 years without seeing Sammy, 2 years without seeing Sammy, being involved in Sammy's life. And that is hard on a dog as well. But I'm going to tell you, the dog remembers you. The dog remembers Mr. Hess. The dog will remember your ex-boyfriend if he had a relationship with him. Dogs are great that way. They remember happiness. They remember horror. So within 1 week of today, which would be July 28th, Sammy must be returned to Mr. Hess. Mr. Hess, I am telling you right now, you must have a stable, as you say, a stable place for Sammy to live. He can't be brought back and forth. He really shouldn't be kept in your vehicle while you're at a bar. He shouldn't be, not looked at or taken care of. And I don't know if you did or did not have his shots up to date, but that's a part of being a good pet owner. You have to keep him up to date. Not only is it for Sammy, but it's the law. Okay, he needs to ensure that he has his rabies and all of those other things. So again, that is the order of the court, and it's unfortunate because I think Sammy sounds like a very, very good dog, and it's unfortunate that your relationship ended the way it did. I'm not going to go into what you...
Liking your dog is fine. Crying like a baby as an adult man in court over a ruling, not fine. It's very clear.
You are allegedly committed or allegedly
Accused of?
charged with in those actions. Mr. Hess, it sounds like that if any of those allegations are true, you better get your life back in check. Because if you continue down that road, that is going to be a violation, and Sammy deserves better than that.
Does.
All right, so that is the order of the court.
With the restraining order in place, we might want to talk about how to get the dog.
Is it,
to
has he
him.
been served?
I don't think he's been served, but in Polk, they're probably going to serve him within this week.
Polk County actually asked Burnett County to serve it. They haven't been able to catch up with him at his parents' house because he's always at his girlfriend's house.
Our clerk checked with our Polk County or our Burnett County Sheriff's Department, and we don't have it, do we?
I didn't get the.
They had it.
Because I realized it wasn't our restraining order.
Oh. Well, then it can be 1 week exchange
I dispute that. I've been grumpy since birth.
here at the government center within 1 week. When would you like to exchange the dog?
I don't know. Can't believe this is actually happening.
That's why you have to be specific and clear in your conditions. All right, then I'm just gonna say Wednesday, 1 o'clock.
I have group on Wednesdays, Your Honor. Would you like me to cancel, or
No, I do not want you to cancel group.
Tuesdays and Fridays are open for me?
Then Friday at 1.
Canceled group to be here today.
No, I didn't.
Well, I don't want him canceling group because if he goes to group, that's showing that he's trying to improve his life. He's trying to remain sober. I don't know what the full allegations are against Mr. Hess. I have heard that it involves illegal substances. All right, Friday at 1, Government Center.
I won't be here Friday.
Well, then Tuesday at 1.
So tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 1. Right in front of the Government Center. Again, now we're very clear at what the condition is. A stable place for Sammy to live, food, shelter, bed.
He goes to prison.
Well, he goes to prison, obviously, you get the dog. That's not a stable environment. He can't give the dog then to his
Moving the
mom
dog
and
back
dad.
and forth isn't stable either, but.
Going where back and forth?
if he goes
Then
to
why'd you remove
prison,
me from my parents?
forth between the parents and me.
No, it won't happen. If he violates that condition, he goes to prison, he can't provide a stable home for him. That means he goes back to you. He can't then say, Mom and Dad take care of him for however many years I'm going to be in prison. That is not a safe environment. Granted, he would be safe with Mom and Floyd, but if he goes away for a significant amount of time to jail or to prison, and I'm going to define going to jail about a year or prison, or 6 months. That's not a stable environment.
Correct.
Okay? And you can't then pass off Sammy to be taken care of by your mom and Floyd. That's why it's very important if you gift somebody with a condition, it needs to be very clear what your statement was, because you did testify that you gave him Sammy because you believed he was not emotionally handling things well and that he needed Sammy. And then you testified that he lived in an ice shack. Those don't sound stable to me, but those were the conditions upon which you gave Sammy. So it has to go from there. All right, tomorrow at 1. We are adjourned.
There you have it. A big blubbering baby gets the dog. It made rational sense. It was not a bad ruling. I would prefer that she got the dog. I think she's more stable of the two. Neither one of them is good. I think she's the better of the two. But I understand the judge's ruling. I think it makes sense. She could have interpreted that as not stable as well. But she literally just did an analysis to do the best she could. That makes sense to me. That was a lot of fun. Lots of cases. I'm looking for Mugo. If that happens, I'll probably do another stream pretty quick. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I looked over there while this was going on, and there was a trial going on. So if it does happen, it'll probably be a while. Thanks for coming out. I will see y'all soon.